Now it's time for the grid for Race 5, Senior Rotax, Heat 2, Group C versus D. On pole position, it's going to be Devian Horst with Jules Roussel from France alongside on the front row. Paul Fauquemin from France and the returning Archie Walker from the United Kingdom will be on row number 2. Mathis Turlot and Laurent Legault will be on row number 3. Elia Papacena, coached by the legend Baz Lammers, will start from the inside of row number 4. Alongside him will be the outgoing Junior European Rotax champion from last year, Ethan Jeff Hall. Maxence Bouvier will be partnered with Tommy van der Stoys on row number 5, completing the top 10. Daniel Housworth and Dion van Verven, that will be row 6 ahead of Kai Hunter and Paul Grisel. Then we've also got James Swindells and Robbie Stauder, row 8. Row 9, William Christensen and Mitch Haynett. Patrick Donica and Miro Halika round out the top 20, completing the 24-strong grid. Greece's Ilias Kaliakmanis, Australia's Kamal Manad, the Netherlands' Pat Gubbles, and the UAE's Rafael Jesus. So, revs rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? The second Senior Rotax heat gets underway. And a very good start from the pole sitter, from Devian Horst. But everyone was swarming through. There's a lockup of brakes, and 2 have gone off already. Trying to pick out the numbers, one of which might have been... I'm not too sure. That's the thing. We've got so many Tony karts out on the circuit. And one of which is the 311. Oh, Tommy van der Stoys. We've got more dramas as the back bumper on the 372 is upwards and at an angle on the left-hand side. And that is Paul Grisel. So the 372 from France, that's sticking upwards. It's not scraping or loose. A very different proposition as opposed to seeing back bumpers loose because there's been an impact on the rear of the cart. So, first lap completed, and now we're going to have a bit of an argy-bargy here. Paul Fauquemin and Archie Walker get through on Devian Ross, going through into turn 1 as we start lap number 2. Through turn 3, now into the left here at 4. 4th place, that is Jules Roussel. Elia Papacena running out the top 5. Into the left-hander. Oh, try for a move. Up through the inside, and that was very, very close indeed. Very close indeed. There has been no change between Jules Roussel and Devian Horst. Horst is now in 3rd position. Roussel is 4th. So they are line of stand. There's a little bit of battling. Oh, someone's gone 2 wheels onto the grass. Oh, and that is the 396, Austria's Daniel Housworth, looking at the right-hand side, and he's slowing. The Austrian is slowing. Elia Papacena is defending, and he's currently P3. He's ahead of Jules Roussel and Maxence Bouvier. Devian Horst now down into effectively 6th position. Now he's got back through on Maxence Bouvier for P5. As Daniel Housworth's race went from great to not so great, coming through one of the moments that you don't want. You come out of a corner and you've got no waft from the engine on the right-hand side of you. 2.5 minutes completed, 7.5 to go, plus an additional lap. Drivers looking to make the best of their window of opportunity in these 3 heats that they will compete in. Across the line to complete lap number 3, it is Paul Forquemin, Archie Walker and Elia Papacena. There's the move. That's a nice one from Dion Van Verven onto Lauren Legault from Canada. The driver based out of Montreal. Probably not too far from the Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve. Oh, bit of a barnstorming move there. That was from the 3:48 of Australia's Kamal Murad on Mitch Haynert in the 3:54, running with TB Karts Netherlands. But at the front end of the field, the most experienced, and also one big fact here to remember is that Paul Forquemin is the eldest driver in this field. He's 31 years of age. The youngest drivers in senior Rotax this season, 14. That's quite a big age spread when you think about it. 6.25 minutes still to go. And now Papacena looking up the inside. Through on Archie Walker goes the Italian. And now up to second. Here comes Jules Roussel. Archie Walker through 2 to 3 corners. Drops down from second to fourth. If you are the one being chased going through across the start-finish line here at Marienburg, the momentum carried, the slipstream is absolutely enormous. And once you get that additional side draft, you're able to pull alongside. And one of the good things is there's a lot of spatial awareness from the drivers going into turn 1. If you find you've got someone right up your exhaust pipe, the first thing that you're going to do is not often challenge it. And the reason being is you don't want an accident happening, and you both end up in the barriers on the exit of T1. 5 minutes and 15 to go. Lap 5 completed. Papacena is within a 10th and a half of Forquemin for the race lead. And there is Devian Horst, who's trying to close back in. Roussel looking up the inside of Papacena. That was a neat move by the French driver. Who's a privateer, let's not forget, running on the Sodi kart. And gets through on MKC Motorsports' Elia Papacena, who's now down to 3rd place. Devian Horst is now right with Archie Walker in the battle for P4. Top 5 last time were covered by just over 8.5 tenths of a second. So Forquemin leads the field over the line, completes lap number 5. Oh, bit of a fight between Archie Walker and Elia Papacena, and a cheeky nibble on the curbs by Debian Horst. Sees the number 345 from the Netherlands get through. So Papacena demoted down to 5th place. And one person that's been moving his way slowly but steadily up from starting 13th on the grid. No surprise here. The Pride of Sunderland now up into 4th. Kai Hunter through on Elia Papacena. So Kai Hunter started down in 13th position. He's now in 5th. That's 8 positions gained by the 20-year-old from Sunderland. So across the line to complete another lap. Roussel and Forquemin line is third into turn 1. 62 thousandths of a second apart. Archie Walker is about, well, just over half a second behind. So they make their way through turn number 4 once again. It's only going to be a matter of time before Jules Roussel decides when the opportunity will present itself, and it seems to be the case. Oh, change for 4th. And that is Devian Horst now being passed by Kai Hunter. Elia Papacena, the 304, right on the coattails once again of the 345 from the Netherlands, as now they will make their way through onto the start-finish straight. 2.5 minutes still to go, plus an additional lap for Forquemin and Roussel in formation. And Archie Walker has closed that gap down to just under 4.5 tenths. Hunter now in 4th position. Devian Horst has set the fastest lap of the race. That was until Paul Grisel, the 372, with a slightly diagonally upward, left-hand side of the rear bumper. Let's just put in the fastest lap, 55.422 seconds. There's a battle at the bottom of the top 10 because Laurent Legault has got William Christensen from RS Competition not too far behind. Tommy van der Sooy is now back up into P12. And at the moment, Roussel is still holding, I wouldn't say holding back, but waiting. So we'll want to have the opportunity to get through. So now, with 1 minute and 12 seconds still to go, for Quemin still holding on to that race lead, but it isn't the case anymore. Roussel has found a way through, and Archie Walker is now with them. In that respect, it could be any one of these three, maybe even make it the top 6, because within 1.7 seconds of each other, there are the following drivers: Jules Roussel, Paul Quemin, Archie Walker, Kai Hunter, Devian Horst, Elia Papasena. You could even consider maybe even Ethan Jeff Hall, who's now got to within 2.5 seconds of the leaders. Now we go on to the penultimate race lap of this particular heat. Lap 11, out of 12, underway. So the timer will expire on this particular lap. Fastest lap of the race. Driver currently sitting in 5th position. Devian Horst, a 55.183 second lap time for the youngster from the Netherlands. So timer has expired. One more lap remains, and it's Jules Roussel leading a French 1-2, and his gap between him and Paul Quemin has expanded to nearly 4.5 tenths of a second at this moment. Walker, Hunter, Horst, Papasena could be in a chance with getting into 2nd position. Defence from Hunter going into turn 4 on Devian Horst for the final time. Into the left-hander here at 5. And through the very fast right-hand sweeper. They're accelerating as they go through it. They'll be hitting about north of 100 kph, going into the braking zone into turn 7. Jules Roussel bided his time and will, alongside Kai Rillertz, each respectively pick up the opening heat races of the day. The Frenchman in the 3:08 does the business at hand and wins ahead of his countryman Paul Quemin by just under 8.5 tenths of a second. Archie Walker takes P3 ahead of Kai Hunter, Devian Horst, with Elia Papasena rounding out the top 6. Devian Horst taking the fastest lap of the race of a 55.183. Ethan Jeff Hall, Maxence Bouvier, William Christensen, Dion van Verven round out the top 10. Tommy van der Sooy, after his turn 2 off-track exit stage left incident, rounded out the top 11 ahead of Canada's Laurent Legault, with James Swindells from Excel Motorsport in 13th. Mathis Turlot, Robbie Stauder round out the top 15 ahead of Mitch Haynert, Paul Grisel, Kamal Murad from Australia, Greece's Ilias Kaliakmanis, Poland's Patrick Donica, Finland's Miro Halika, and the Netherlands' Pat Gubbels rounding out the 22 finishers that completed all 12 laps, with Rafael Jesus and Daniel Houseworth retiring on laps 3 and 2 respectively.